99.9 KISW.
Yeah, like if I'm going to rent a cabin, I'm not renting one without a hot tub.
There are people that install hot tubs for a living that have fewer stories that involve hot tubs.
Do you rent rooms that have hot tubs if you can?
Yeah. The little jacuzzi jets?
Yeah,
all the time.
Okay. Is that like a question you ask when you're booking places?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Why do you think I like Anacortes so much?
I didn't know.
I don't know.
I didn't know why they have a hot tub.
You say that like was the hot tub capital of Washington State?
But they got a couple
Anacortes, hot tubs.
You really do like the hot tub, don't you?
Love it.
So are you going to have one, like if you ever get your own home, is like mission number one, a hot tub before like a bar or anything like that? Hot bedroom, kitchen?
I would get a hot tub before I put a bar in.
It's a lot of maintenance.
It is. Okay. That would be one issue, but actually...
It takes a lot of power to keep those things running.
I think maybe I'd go for a jacuzzi jetted tub first before I step up to the hot tub.
Good call.
Baby steps.
But anyhow, sitting in the hot tub, and it's like, I don't know, whatever time of morning, been drinking, whatever, and I'm looking at these lights, man, and they're moving like in unison. And I'm like, pretty sure that's a UFO, man. Like, they're coming right at us. Like, what are they? Right. So then, so I keep looking and looking, but it's like three of them, and they're kind of right. It turns out it's just the air traffic. Like, they're just turning right there.
But you saw it. But you saw it, man.
Oh, I saw it.
You couldn't identify it. It could have been U.S. Air. It could have been United.
Yes,
I don't
know what airline it was.
It could have been Southwest.
Maybe it's just aliens lining up.
Ted, what you really needed to figure out is where you were and what the flight pattern was, and you could probably get a pretty good idea where that plane was coming from and the carrier.
Yeah.
Because some, have this weird green light where they can get in anywhere they want. Like, I've seen, I don't know if it's Air China or whatever the light blue planes are. Like, they've got their own flight pattern. They can fly like a 747 20 feet off the ground in downtown Seattle. No one cares. I've never seen another airline that can get so close, so big. But it's
the
a
light
different
blue one.
The light.
The Korean Air?
Is it Korean Air or light blue with the red thing on it? Yeah.
You ever seen their stewardess?
I bet they're hot.
I was on the escalator once behind them, and they all wear, it's kind of old school. Like, their outfits are a little more...
with the little skirts and the blazers up top. Yeah,
exactly. And, they all got on a little scar.
The rest
to be honest, when I was behind him, I was like, this is like an Asian porn.
The rest of
this is how it starts, right?
Ted, the rest of the world gets it. Those are actually still, pretty good jobs to have and everything else. If you look at the top 10 airlines with the top 10 hottest stewardess, they're all like Emirates, Air Jamaica. I mean, every single thing except for any continental carrier. I mean, everything. Mm-hmm. Even in the international ones in the United States, they don't get. Richard Branson gets it.
Yes, he does.
Mean, hell, if you're a gay man, he hires the best gay-looking men. I mean, he gets it all the way around.
They got hot chicks and good-looking gay men.
They got gay men
Hop
for the
aboard.
gay guy. I mean, think about who's traveling on Virgin. Gay men and businessmen. So they got everybody taken care of.
Yeah, I love going on Virgin.
Yeah, man.
God damn.
I still haven't flown it.
Really? I like it. I like it a lot.
So you're a virgin.
You're a virgin.
It's like a disco.
What's that?
It's like a disco party.
It is, man. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of walking into any lobby of a W hotel. They get that weird trance music going on, bam, bam.
All the lights are purple.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, where am I?
You know what I like about it, man? And I know it's a federal law that before you take off, they have to run through all that safety stuff, And if you've never flown, maybe you're paying attention. Everyone that's flown just continues to read their SkyMall. So that's how you lock your seatbelt, oxygen mask will drop down if this crap happens and all the rest. And you get on Virgin, and they play the video, and basically they just say, look, we're playing this because by law we have to. We don't assume that you're stupid. So they go through this video that actually makes you laugh. So you go through all of this stuff, and then, the flight attendants will walk up and down the plane to make sure that everyone's buckled in and to make sure that all the overhead compartments are stopped. So my wife and I are sitting there with our daughter, and we're trying to, strap her in to make sure that she's okay. And I don't know, she's maybe a year old at this point. So after all of that crap that you have to listen to before you can take off, they look at us like, I'll just put her on your lap. I'm like, then why do we go through this? Why do we go through all this if in the end it's like, just hold her?
I like the one.
I'm fine with that. I think that's fantastic. I'd prefer to just hold my daughter, but why are you so worried? Why do we go through all this crap and in the end, really, it's like, just do what you want.
I hate the ones where it's like the CEO comes out. It's like,
Hi, I'm Bill Richardson, President and CEO of Crap Air. We appreciate your business here at Crap Air and would like to ask you to take the time to fill out our Crap Air Visa prepaid credit card, where you can get crap points for every crap mile you purchase, and crap points go for free tickets on Crap Airlines. We hope you enjoy your flight and your $25 bag fee. We've taken away the peanuts and the free Coke so that you'll be parched and thirsty, but we'll only be able to use a credit card for these transactions. Thank you for flying Crap Air.
Crap.
And the television goes back up, and you're like, Christ.
Here's the other one I always ask.
Crap Air.
How can you approve my credit card, but I'll take this bitch down if I turn on my phone.
Right.
And that's got to be using some of the same technology, right? Like, I am the worst person in the world if I have my phone on and send a text. But your credit card machine works and approves me.
Oh, it's on a different frequency.
They don't really transmit the actual numbers until you get on the ground. It kind of stores everything, and then we.
That's what we do.
Have you? I mean, the other thing is, I don't know. I see so many people on Twitter that are just like, "Oh, I guess the plane's gonna crash because I just sent a tweet." You know, it's like, come on.
What are you pretty damn sure you saw, or what's the most unbelievable thing that you know you've seen? It's Miles and Thrill the Men's Room, 99.9 KISW, Seattle.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill, 99.9 KISW.
There's Nirvana on the rock. Ola Bacholas, Miles and Thrill the Men's Room, 99.9 KISW. Have you got your tickets yet for the BJ Shea Comedy Riot? That is right around the corner, man. We've almost made it to June. Jesus. That's Friday night, June 1st, Paramount Theater. An evening of comedy with Lisa Lampanelli, Chris Hardwick, John Keister added to the bill.
Oh.
And Mono Nick, as far as we know, I believe he's going to be able to get a chance to get up there. I haven't heard the final word on Mono Nick one way or the other. Ben, did you happen to listen to the BJ Shea Morning Experience? Are they going to give Mono Nick the green light? Have we heard yet?
I sure hope so.
Okay,
I haven't heard a definitive answer, but I think we're gonna try to get him in next week to lobby for him.
John Keister on Twitter. I follow John on Twitter. He hasn't tweeted anything in over a year and a half. He's really lame.
Oh.
I'm thinking about unfollowing him.
Yeah.
I was going to send him a
We
message.
should have him on again.
I know. That's what I mean. Like, what are you doing? You're a funny guy. I'm sure you have funny ideas. You don't tweet any of them.
Why don't we have him come in as Nick, gives us another round of his comedy? Have John Keister give his opinion.
And am I mistaken on the fact that I think I heard some of it was earlier in the week and I can't remember? Do we have BJ Shea Comedy Riot tickets next week? Is that the deal?
All next week, yeah.
All next week to give away. Okay. If you don't have those tickets, get them now through stgpresents.org. And you can get a reduced service charge by buying tickets at the Paramount box office and 24-hour kiosk. That is going to be a great night down at the Paramount. We want to see you down there for the BJ Shea Comedy Riot. Our question, what are you pretty damn sure you saw, or what's the most unbelievable thing that you have seen? We'll take a break, come back with more of your calls next.
Now, back to the Men's Room on 99.9 KISW.
Animal control officers in Puyallup still have not located a reported Bengal tiger on the loose. Maybe it was a hoax, maybe not yesterday. Oxford University does plan to begin Bigfoot DNA testing. Our question, what are you pretty damn sure you saw, or what's the most unbelievable thing you know you've seen?
Hello, Frank. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
What's going on, guys?
A little of this, a little of that.
Yeah, they closed the office at 3 today, so we're doing the show naked.
Awesome.
It's what we
here's
do.
my story, man. Last year I went and did some traveling in Morocco, met up with a friend there, and one of the days we were in a little town called Chefchaouen, and we decided to go on a hike up in the national park area there. And this friend of mine, she lives in the middle of Africa, so she's a little bit less sketched out about stuff than me. But anyways, we're going up this road, and all of a sudden she looks at me and goes, are you seeing what I'm seeing? And I wasn't really paying attention, and all of a sudden I look to the right, and I see a whole patch of weed plants there. And then so I was a little bit freaked out, and I kind of looked at her like, hey, we should probably turn around. And she lives in a really poor place, so she was just, so she's seen a lot of real sketchy stuff, and she was just like, no, I think it's all right. We are in a national park, and we're on a road hiking. I was like, all right. So we keep going, and we actually walked in this valley where it's just pretty much whatever way you're looking, there's weed plants somewhere or another. And there was a couple little huts with like tin roofs with just stacks of weed on top of there, and we kind of kept walking through, and there was like little kids running around in the weeds, and people were waving us and offering to smoke us out. It was pretty solid.
That is
That's
crazy.
awesome, man.
Yeah, that's
is weed, is it illegal in Morocco?
Yeah, I think it is, but I think they kind of had an understanding that, everyone was getting a little paid off a little bit, and it was kind of all good.
Does it seem ironic to you? And I've always said this, if you're in a place and, I don't know what the condition of these people were, but if you're talking about a group of people that are generally speaking hungry, it seems like weed would be the worst thing. Not only are you hungry, but now you have the munchies. Because when you have the munchies, you'll eat something even if you're full.
Yeah.
Man, I was actually there during Ramadan, so, this place didn't really observe it very much, but, a lot of places, people weren't eating, drinking, or smoking the whole time that the whole time that it was light out. So they were getting pretty cranky. You'd see some fights at the end of the day just from people being pissed.
That's why the weed comes in handy, I think.
In the 60s, 70s, and 80s, as far as I can recall, there were certain people who were really into hash. And if you didn't get hash oil or whatever, you got hashish. And there were two types of hashish that you could get. And one was actually kind of cut with pine tar, like George Brett pine tar. And that's... And that type of
fact, that's where he sells it.
That's him off of the time, and you still reference him as that pine tar guy.
I mean, when you say pine tar, there's only one guy that comes to mind, George Brett. So it's cut with pine tar, and what you get is very black hash. And that hash was really gummy. And what you would need to do was, so they say, you need to cut off a little piece, and then you would put it on like a paper clip or whatever, and you would fluff it with a lighter. In other words, you wouldn't exactly catch it on fire, but you'd light all the way around the ball, and that would open up the ball of hash a little bit and allow it to breathe. So when you smoked it, when you put it in the bowl, you kind of had to prepare it before you put it in there, and it's called fluffing. I know, fluffing, very funny, haha. But that's what you did.
No, I'm just kind of amazed
with a black hash.
This technique.
The other hash was called blonde, and that was referred to as Moroccan hashish.
And it was just stupid.
And it's basically what you get now when you make hash at home. If you were to make hash at home out of your keef, it's a blonde, not as gummy, but then it dries hard. And the idea was you shaved the Moroccan hashish off, and then you laid that down on top of your bowl with whatever greens you had in it.
Oh, right. Shave the blonde, burn the black.
That's exactly,
that's
exactly the way it went down. And so I don't know if Moroccan was just the name they put on it, or if that was the way that they did it in Morocco itself. You'd think that it came from that area. So I would guess this has been going on for a while, if that holds true, that name is generated from Morocco.
Well, where I was at, it was actually something around the lines of, from the region that I was in, the mountains where we were hiking, it was something like 40% of all the hash that goes to Europe comes out of there. So I mean,
there you go. Okay.
You're talking, and it was obviously really good, but it was so cheap that, there was no need to pick anything or whatever. People were offering to hook you up.
Well, did you see the hash? Did you get any of it?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that's what we were. When we were in town, we were there, and we went and got dinner right away, and we were sitting outside with another friend at like an outdoor cafe, and we were there for an hour, and we had 5 different people while we were eating dinner come up to us and be like, "Hey, you want some hash?" And we were like, "What the hell is going on?"
Did it look like a block of sand when you got it?
No, it was more it was a little bit more like the sticky gummy kind that you were talking about.
So it was like the black kind. All right.
Yeah.
Well, either way, man, that's what they're known for. They're known for hashish, and they're not really known for smoking the weed itself. They're more known for making the hash.
How high did you get while you were there?
Oh man, we were smoking because it was during Ramadan, so we didn't have very much access to booze. So we were just kind of pretty ripped the whole time, and it was real cheap. So
it's tasty too.
It was a real good time. Oh man, it was. Well, let me tell you. I mean, it was some quality stuff. I've been to a lot of places, and it was up there, man.
You know why those people were so friendly? Because they're surrounded by weed.
Oh man, and the kids were like running around and playing tag in it, and the women were like just waving this, smiling, happy as can be for the obvious reason.
Because they're surrounded by weed. It explains itself. I walked into this village surrounded by weed, and everybody was happy. Hey, you don't say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
of
man.
Course.
Anyways, maybe I'll shoot you guys an email. We were able to snap some pictures, so you guys could check it out.
Oh, definitely.
I would like to do that.
Yeah, it was
sad but true, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a buddy that did a semester abroad in Spain, and then he like made friends with some locals or whatever as he was like staying with a family.
Right.
And then at the end of it, he said this guy was like, "Hey, I'm going to make you these sandals. You could take it with you or whatever." And somehow along the way, they figured out the guy was putting hash in the sandals.
Right.
And he was like, "No, there's no way. Like, I'm not wearing those back." So yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'd
let my sandals on fire. What are you doing? Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah, I just always assume Europe it's full of hash.
Yeah, you think so, man?
Does North Africa count as Europe?
No, it counts as Africa.
But you're
North Africa.
But if you were to go to but if you were to go to Spain,
they count Turkey as Europe, but it's really only the one main town that's in Europe. It's all in Asia.
Right. But Africa, there's like a definitive border.
Right, I know, but it's close.
I hear what you're saying. Right. I hear what you're saying, but I'm like, but there's a very definitive border with Africa.
I guess Morocco just seems more European to me than.
You know why? Because you don't hear terrible things about Morocco.
Morocco.
That's basically how it works.
Morocco is at the
And frankly,
the
it seems
entrance.
like a lot of light-skinned people.
Morocco is at the entrance to the Mediterranean. So if you're
Right.
just coming into the Mediterranean, and you have Gibraltar there, so Spain, then Morocco is going to be. I would